Hi, everyone, and welcome to your new moon in Aries reading. Let's get started with Aries' key phrase. It is I am. What does this mean, and where is it going to show up in your life this new moon cycle, and how can you use it to your advantage? All right. Aries energy has a real can do energy about it. It is the initiator, the trailblazer, the leader. It is taking action, taking charge, taking control, and taking risks. It can also, at times, show itself as egotistical, blunt, aggressive, and temperamental, but also as fiery and independent, hardworking, passionate, competitive, and sports minded. A lot of professional athletes have strong Aries placements in their charts. Another thing you may find with this Aries energy is that motivation is centered on the self and personal desires, asking the question, how does this benefit or affect me? And while there is nothing wrong with looking out for yourself and wanting the best for yourself, there is a need to be mindful of not becoming too self absorbed or too selfish. Okay, so now that we know what the Aries I am energy is, let's take a look at where it is showing up for each zodiac sign. I would suggest, as always, watching for your rising sign first because it's going to resonate the most. However, if you don't know your rising sign, you can watch for your sun sign. And if you want to book a personalized new moon reading based on your very own natal or birth chart, I have a link to my website in the description box. Okay, let's get started. Hi, Aries. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Aries, your very own energy is going to be focused in the first house, which has to do with all things me, myself, and I, and how you see or identify yourself, as well as your physical appearance, your image, how others see you, and how you come across to others. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review the Aries energy again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Pisces. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Pisces, this energy will be in the second house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your money, earned income, financial responsibility, your core values, and how you value yourself. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you have to review what the Aries energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Aquarius. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Aquarius, this Aries energy will be in the third house and will be focused on the things that have to do with communication, how you think, learn, share, and express yourself, as well as your siblings and extended family, and your immediate surroundings or community. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review what the Aries energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Capricorn. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Capricorn, this Aries energy will be in the fourth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your home, family, ancestry, nurturing yourself and others, inner emotions, and security. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you have to review the Aries energy again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Sagittarius. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Sagittarius, this Aries energy will be in the fifth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with fun, creativity, your children, sports, hobbies, entertainment, dating, romance, and passionate love affairs. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you have to review the Aries energy again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Scorpio. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Scorpio, this Aries energy will be in the sixth house and will be focused on your daily routine, your work, your job, service to others, duties and obligations, and your health and wellness. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review that Aries energy again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Libra. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Libra, this Aries energy will be in the seventh house and will be focused on legal affairs, contracts, and negotiations, your one to one relationships with people like your spouse or significant other, family, friends, colleagues, partners in business, clients, and harmony, fairness, and justice. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review the Aries energy again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Virgo. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Virgo, this Aries energy will be in the eighth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with transformation, death and rebirth, joint finances, other people's money, debts, inheritance, what is hidden below the surface, and what is considered taboo. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review what the Aries energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Leo. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Leo, this energy will be in the ninth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with spirituality, religion, belief systems, higher education, studying and learning, philosophy, and travel. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review what the Aries energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Cancer. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Cancer, this Aries energy will be in the 10th house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your career, ambition, responsibility, reputation, what you are known for, and how you are making your mark on the world. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review what the Aries energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Gemini. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Gemini, this Aries energy will be in the 11th house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your friends, social circles, support systems, networks and alliances, humanitarianism, and technology. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review what the Aries energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Taurus. New moons are all about new beginnings, new cycles, and planting new seeds and wishes for manifestation. And for you, Taurus, this energy will be in the 12th house and will be focused on the things that have to do with the unconscious mind, your intuition, imagination, dreams, spirituality, solitude, self reflection, healing, the hidden or unseen, and the mystical and magical. It also has to do with escapism, withdrawal, addictions, and self-sabotage. So those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to planting seeds and wishes this new moon in Aries cycle. And if you need to review what the Aries energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Okay, everyone, welcome to the second part of your new moon in Aries reading. This is in addition to what you've just listened to for your rising sign, or if you didn't know your rising sign, your sun sign. This is actually a tarot pick a card to go along with it and maybe to give you additional things to manifest. And set your intentions to, or maybe what was happening in your life or what was being highlighted in your life for the new moon doesn't resonate, or it just simply isn't something that you feel you need to work on right at this time. Maybe one of these piles will give you further insight on what you could do. So, okay, we have pile 1 with the Tourmalated Quartz moon, and we have pile 2 with the Ocean Jasper moon. So whichever card or crystal calls to you is the one, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile 1, and those of you who chose this Tourmalated Quartz moon or this card, this is your pick a card reading for the new moon in Aries. Let's get started. I'm going to start with the oracles with an overall energy and then oracle cards. I'm going to continue on with a live pull of tarot and a radiant sun oracle card at the end. So we have, first up is fertility and prosperity. Feed your soul with love and abundance will flow. Okay, so that's overall energy. We have retrograde. And we have the 6th house, which is Virgo. Okay. Ruled by Mercury, which is interesting because Mercury retrograde. Well, technically it's a retrograde, but Mercury is the most popular one. So, okay, let's get into the rest here. Work diligently. Cancer, immerse. Moon, soul. We are talking about moon cycles right now. New moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. Dark moon, the void. Also known as, I think, void, of course, moon in these decks. And nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Okay, let's look at this overall energy and then as a whole. So feed your soul with love and abundance will flow. I think it's very interesting that both of these cards are depicting water, and this just feels like water to me. Cancer is a water sign, all right? And abundance, work diligently towards your goals. Okay, so let's go to overall energy first. And you've got the 6th house with Virgo, ruled by Mercury. We've got a retrograde, so maybe we're wanting to plant seeds. So maybe you're going to see something really take a hold in the next Mercury retrograde, possibly. That could be a message for you out there, for someone. But I feel like where you want to find the fertility and prosperity, where you want to feed your soul with love and have abundance flowing in, it's going to have to do with whatever in your 6th house, whether it be health and wellness, whether it be about a job, your daily work life, organizing things, helping other people, okay? That's where I feel you want to manifest this fertility and prosperity, where you want to feed your soul with love. So maybe if for some of you, it might be about taking care of your health and wellness. For others, it may be about the work, the job, the volunteer work even that you do. But now let's look at the cards here on the table and see how they fit into that. Well, one, I think taking on Capricorn energy, right? Work diligently towards your goals. So you're going to be planting seeds, right? Setting intentions. What goals do you have for yourself? And you're going to take on that, I'm going to say can-do energy like Capricorn, or must succeed energy, you know, where you want to get to the top. Look where the light's shining here, up at the top. It's a very, right, status, but I don't feel so much it's about status, right? It's because it's the 6th house, not the 10th. But that doesn't mean that you can't have that Capricorn energy moving you forward. And we even have Capricorn here and Aquarius. So it's really kind of, it's dedication and determination and discipline, right? Working hard, along with the Aquarian energy, which is new and different ideas, different ways of doing things, doing it your way, marching to the beat of your own drum is what I always like to say about Aquarius. And here with Cancer, we have immerse. And it's almost like wanting to say you're going to immerse yourself into it. That's also a very Capricorn thing to do, right? Or even Cancer, when you think about Cancer and the water, like immersing yourself into the emotions of it. And maybe that's what you have to do to find balance here, would be bring in that watery Cancer energy along with that determined Earth energy. And then we have the moon that rules Cancer. So again, and that's your soul. So it's your intuition, your emotions, your gut feelings, driving you forward to set the intention. But I want to really find out what the intention is here. Like what? See if we can find out what that is. I find it interesting that we have the new moon in Pisces, which is new moon. I like that because that is, again, a time for new beginnings. And it's attuned to the divine. So is this, if you're attuning to the divine and you're leading, say, a spirit-filled life where you're in touch with your emotions and your spirituality, your emotions, and you listen to your soul speak, you listen to your spirit speak, you listen to your intuition, your gut feelings. Is that what they're trying to say? Maybe that's the route that you need to go to find out exactly what it is, or what goals you want to set for yourself, what you want to feed and nurture yourself with, so that abundance can flow in your life. And we've got a waterfall here, more waves here. But there's also something coming back to this retrograde. I still am kind of feeling like it could be a time frame. However, I want to say, and I said this before, I was just doing, earlier today, I did the full moon reading, even though they're a couple weeks apart. I usually always do them on the same day because I have the cards out, right? And I believe I was talking about retrogrades in there, and it's about the re's, right? Reassess, redo, reevaluate, reinvent. And so maybe you've got to sit back, go into your inner self, right? Into your emotions, go in and speak to your soul with with intuition as your guidance, we'll say, and reevaluate what it is that you want in your life. What do you need to feed your soul to get that love and that abundance and flow? It's going to be different for each one of you. And I love here that nothing is set in stone, and it's mutable moon. And if we think about what the mutable signs are, Gemini, okay, Virgo is a mutable sign, Sag is a mutable sign, and Pisces is a mutable sign. And mutable signs are well, I'll say it this way. This is the way I'll just make it very simple. Cardinal signs like to control their environment, okay? They like to be in control of things and will try to push things, okay? Those are cardinal signs. The fixed signs, they really don't like to change at all. They just want to kind of stay put. Mutable signs are more go with the flow. And when I look at the fact that it's Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces, Gemini, always quick thinking mind, right? And ruled by Mercury. So always thinking, always doing. Could change their mind 100 times or come up with 100 new ideas, okay? So I love, yeah, mutable moon, nothing set in stone. Virgos are always striving to find a better way to do things. So again, nothing set in stone because I could find a new, better way to do it. Sag, totally out of control. I think, and I've mentioned before, Sag reminds me of the little reindeer Chet in the Christmas, the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen, I think it is. Yeah, Chet was that crazy little reindeer that was just all over the place. And Sag is so excitable and wants to get out there with all their inspiration and creativity. They could change their mind 100 times, so nothing's set in stone yet. And Pisces is just so dreamy and ethereal. They could have 10 dreams and change their mind 100 times, so nothing's set in stone yet. So what I want to say, where am I going with all that, you ask? You need to set something in stone because you need to make a manifestation for it. But I can certainly see that what this is kind of saying to you, I believe what God, source, universe, your spirit team is trying to convey here is it's okay if you haven't really thought that deeply about it yet. We want you to come up with new ideas, new, better ways to do things, bigger, better dreams, and just intense inspiration and creativity. We want that from you. So it's okay if you haven't set anything in stone yet, but it is time with this new moon in Aries, that fire energy, to really try to figure out how to feed your soul and how to bring abundance and flow into your life. And it's going to be by attuning to the divine, going within, listening to your intuition, coming out. You know what it is that you want to plant the seed for. And now you're going to work like a friggin' Capricorn, just diligently towards your goal. You're going to nurture it. You're going to water it and watch it grow, right? You're going to immerse yourself in it and make it happen. Okay, so I think that's the message that I'm getting here for you, pile one, is that it's something to do around your sixth house. Like I said, health and wellness, job, organizing things, being of service to others. And you really may want to plant some seeds and set some goals and set intentions somewhere around in that area, and this is how you're going to do it. And we have the void, which I just want to say is kind of I can't remember if it's just before or just after the new moon. I want to say it's just before, I think, the new moon happens. I could be wrong about that. But this is kind of like, it's almost like maybe with this card here beside it, it's like, you're kind of in the dark. You're not really sure. You haven't really given it much thought. So this is just a reminder. That's okay. You're in the void right now. You were in the void, but it's time to move out of the void and immerse yourself in this watery earth. What do we know about water and earth? You need water in combination with the earth to make things grow. And new moons are all about planting seeds and watching them grow and come to manifestation. So I love the way that's all tying in together. Now, let's get some tarot for confirmation, clarification, or additional advice for what, or guidance for what we've just been talking about. So let's see here. What do we have for pile one? The Wheel of Fortune, karma. Okay. And let's get another. Nine of Cups. I love this for you guys. Love, love, love. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune for me is not Vanna White. Wheel of Fortune for me is, when I see it, there's stuff that you need to work on, maybe to fix up your karma in this lifetime. Great, that's one way to think of it. The other way is, I always think of the Wheel of Fortune is the wheel is spinning in your favor and it's time to hop on and take advantage of it. And that's why in my title, I'm like, you know, use the energy to your advantage. You know, they use the moon to help them fish, right? Fishermen use it for the tides and, you know, when to lay their traps to bring in the best haul, the best bounty, okay? We use the moon for fertility, for getting pregnant and having children. We follow moon cycles, all right? And this is all just natural. So why don't we tap into that potent moon energy and use it to manifest for ourselves? Of course we want to do that. And that's what I think this Wheel of Fortune is. Like, hop on it. All of the signs are there. It's for everyone. It doesn't matter. Capricorn, Virgo, Aquarius, Cancer. It doesn't matter. You get on and you take advantage of the energy. And with the Nine of Cups here, that is just wish fulfillment. So whatever it is, whatever wish or goal, however, whatever you want to call it, seed, intention that you set, there is going to be wish fulfillment at the end. It may take a little time. Remember, our timing is not the timing of the universe. And I did say that maybe it might happen around the next retrograde, possibly, but also, you know, just retrograde with Mercury. It could be that as well. But you know what? The timing is not as important as the fact that it is going to be successful for you, okay? Now, let's get a Radiant Sun card here. Just one last card before we go. I like this for you, Pile 1. I think this is a good message. It's basically about, like we're talking about new moon, planting seeds. And maybe if your message or area of life for your rising sign or sun sign didn't resonate, or you don't need to work on that area right now, you weren't feeling it, this may be something for you to work on, or even in addition to, okay? I like to keep repeating that because I think it's important that people understand that. Birth. I love this. Cancer and Venus. Venus and Cancer. This, you can think of it as birth, right? You plant the seed, the child grows and is birthed. You plant the seed, you nurture it and watch it grow until it is birthed, okay? Your Nine of Cups fulfillment, all right? So I love that that is confirmation for you. That was definitely confirmation. I also like that we're bringing Cancer in again, just a nod to that intuition. I like that we have the Venus here because it's going to be about what you love when it comes to this sixth house, right? Like, do it with passion, I guess is what I want to say. And, you know, it's I don't know, it's just a 4. It's of home and family, which just reminds me, Cancer, yes, is of the 4th house. But there was something else, a 10 here. Yeah, it's time to, an ending has come. Let's start planting something new for yourself. Okay, that's it, Pile 1. That is your message. I hope that that helped you, that maybe this will be of some inspiration for you to continue with planting seeds for manifestation. I will see you next month in the new moon reading. Hi, Pile 2. Those of you who chose this Ocean Jasper moon or this card. This is the second half. This is your pick a card reading portion of the new moon in Aries reading. Let's get right at it. I have oracles here. At the end, I'm going to be pulling some live tarot, and I have a radiant sun oracle as well. But let's get going with overall energy. Okay, we have adaptation and achievement. Overcome your concerns by embracing change. In the midst of confusion, one can also find purpose. So learning as you go, right? Overall energy, you can say learning as you go just to shorten it up, but also not to ignore what you're learning along the way, because even though it may not feel like a lesson or that it has any purpose, it just may, so pay attention. Okay, then we have lunar eclipse, which is releasing the past, breakthrough, pushing limitations, and healing. And then we have Taurus. Okay, so what I want to say, just to start off before we put the rest of the oracles out, they're going to add to this, is overcome your concern by embracing change. In the midst of confusion, one can also find purpose. This is going to have something to do with your second house. So how you make your money. It's going to be the things that you love, what you find comfort with. It's going to be your feelings of security, what makes you feel secure and safe. It's also, did I say about how you make money? But also your having a mind blank. Total mind blank. Oh my gosh, it's right on the tip of my tongue and I can't get the words out. It's also about your core beliefs, your belief systems, okay? So I feel like it's going to somehow be taking place around one of those areas, okay? And where can you find purpose? Pushing limitations, healing. Because we have to remember, this is new moon. This is about, well, it could be about something you have to release from the past, right? In order to manifest this new moon or even a breakthrough. But let's look at the rest of the cards. You reap what you sow. Sun in Virgo. Endeavor. Okay. Dignified. Strength. All right. Gemini, I think. Full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. Sorry, I don't know if I put it. Snow moon, purity. Okay. And look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. All right. I'm just drawn to right here. So I want to, like I was saying, right? You're overcoming your concerns by embracing change. Yes. And you have the strength to do it. Okay. You have the strength to do it. You are going to be able to push the limitations, break through. All right. And I want to say that this is going to be because of this Virgo card here, and you reap what you sow. It's going to be setting the intention for abundance to come through when it comes to how it is that you earn your living, how you make your money. Okay? The harder you work here, the more critical, I'm even going to say, and I mean that as in analyzing, right? Analyzing the data. The harder you work, because no one works harder than a farmer when they're out in the, I don't know what field this is, but I'm going to say a hay field. I used to be out there when I was a kid doing it. Those bales are heavy to lift. We're not talking the big round ones. We're talking the little square ones. Still heavy. But anyway, what I want to say here, Pile 2, is that This is going to be coming up with new ideas, all right? New ways of doing things, working hard, analyzing, being aware, like really being critical, not critical in a bad way, but looking at things critically so that you are able to reap as much as you can sow when it comes to how it is that you earn your living. But you're going to be thinking of new ways to do it, okay? So that's what you want to manifest. The ability, the clarity, the vision to come up with new ways of doing things. And it may feel, I love that it says, in the midst of confusion, one can also find purpose. It may feel like when you're doing this, okay, when you start out, when you're making the breakthrough, this new way of doing it, or you're pushing the limitations of what it is that you normally do, that it's going to feel a little crazy, and you may be thinking, what am I doing? Why am I even trying this? What possessed me to do this, right? Let's flip right over here to the end, which is look at the big picture. Where is it that you want to be? Because we know that for the second house, Taurus here, you want to feel safe and secure. And part of that is your finances, right? Feeling that, you have enough to provide for your family, you have enough to live, you have enough for your day to day. And you want to look at the bigger picture, I think, your life or your family life as a whole, and determine what your end goal is. What would make you feel safe and secure and abundant? And I'm going to say, when it comes to money, really, the way you earn your living, the way you do it, and the amount of money it's going to bring in to give you that safety and security. And I think what they want you to do is full moon in Cancer, letting go, full moon, let your fears dissolve, okay? Release the past, maybe release the old ways of thinking, maybe your core values, release some of that. It needs to go because it's time to switch it up and change it. This new moon in Aries, that fiery Aries energy, it's time to make a change. And with this snow moon purity, there is nothing more beautiful and clean and pure than fresh fallen snow, right? Like it just, a fresh fallen blanket of snow is beautiful. It's simple. It's clean. I'm trying to see where they want me to go with this. Okay. Like every snowflake that falls is an individual. Every snowflake, one snowflake is not like another. And that's coming back to this Gemini card where they're saying, really use your intellect here. Tap into that Mercury energy that rules Gemini and really try to think of unique individual ways to do this. And almost, I want to say, bring in a little Aquarius there, right? Like, yeah, I think that's where they're going with it, because whatever it is in the end, however it is you decide to do things, to change things up so that you can reap as much as you can sow, right? Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. That's all. I'm very confused by what I'm seeing here, but it's just all of those individual flakes make up a whole, as in the blanket of beautiful snow. So whatever it is that you come up with, whatever it is that you see big picture, whatever it is that you're doing now that you're going to maybe push the limitations of or release and let go of and try it all brand new, any fears that you may have around it, letting them go, because something beautiful is going to take its place or come in its place. That's the only way I can think of to describe it. I hope that made sense to you, because right now I'm even feeling a little bit confused. I mean, a little confused, but I understand somewhat, because I don't always remember what I just said before and how it all ties together. But anyway, pile two, I'm going to trust that you were paying attention as I was, talking through that. All right. I'm going to pull some tarot now just to see if we can get further clarification or confirmation, or just more additional guidance or advice. Let's see here. I love it when that happens, but at the same time, I don't like it when it happens, because I can't quite remember. I just am getting, in this case, I'm seeing it so clearly, but I can't quite put the words to it. And it's hard. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen sometimes. All right. So let's see here. What can we get for tarot for pile two? The Hermit, solitude. Okay, I like that. I like that. I think I see where they're going with that. And one more. Ace of Cups, satisfaction. All right. Okay. So what I'm seeing here with the solitude is take time. We have Cancer here too. We have Cancer, let your fears dissolve, the full moon in Cancer. But I also want to go with Cancer, the watery, where you're going to go in and you're going to trust your inner emotion. But you're also going to trust Mercury in your mind and Gemini to come up with those new ideas. And you're going to have your emotions and your mind working together. Wow. I love it when they come up with that. That's very important. And it's something in astrology that we love to talk about, is allowing that Mercury mind and your inner soul and emotions to work together, not mind over heart, not heart over mind, but in unison and balance. And I feel like that's where you're going to find satisfaction and your greatest creativity. Okay. Or you're going to feel your greatest sense of satisfaction. You're going to feel safe and secure, okay? Because this, again, is this watery emotions. And it's, again, new. It's fresh start. It's new idea. But I think in this particular case, you're going to find satisfaction when it comes to your emotions. The water's going to be flowing through both cups, right? Like both sides or both ends of the cup, it's going to be flowing in and out, because we want that balance in there between emotions and thoughts, heart and mind, because that's where you're going to find the satisfaction. That's where you're going to find purpose and maybe what feels like a bit of confusion. Wow, I love that message for you, pile two. I love it, love it. Okay, so that's what you need to be manifesting. Whoa, and out came this card. Just before I show it, though, I just want to say, that's what you need to be manifesting. How can you make the most? Well, you're going to sit and come to a plan. You have to always have a plan, I'm going to say. So you're going to come up with the plan for how it is, what it is that you want to do in order for you to feel safe and secure and to bring abundance into your life, okay? And that has to do with money, primarily. And the best way to bring it in so that that comfort is there for you. All right. Next we have, or last actually, we have Jupiter and Cancer. Okay, I love this. This is really getting into the feelings. This is really getting into that cups energy, right? That watery energy. And it's around the home, okay, which is also emotional. It is emotional security and inner security. And Jupiter, really Well, we have Jupiter here, right? It rules Sagittarius. It's really, really playing off that Jupiter, that big Jupiter energy, so that you not only, and you can apply it to whatever you want. Just because Cancer's here doesn't mean that you can't apply it to Gemini. So I'm going to say that while you're really taking and thinking about speculating on what it is that you're going to do, how it's going to turn out, tap into that Jupiter energy to really bring to the forefront the emotion as well as the thought and the intellect to make it happen. Yeah. And can you see it, right? Can you see it here in the big picture? I'm going to move that down here. I feel like it needs to be here. All right. So that is your message pile 2. I really hope that it made sense to you. I really hope that when I play this back, I'm going to be able to see the message in its entirety. But again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's helpful to you. I hope it has given you some ideas. Like I said, if this is an addition to what you already know, what you need to work on for the new moon, or you want to do just this, it's up to you. But I wish you the best of luck, and I will see you next month for your new moon reading.